Look, Yaton, the red trucks of Jingdong Company are so beautiful. It is said that they are new energy vehicles. I never knew Jingdong is an environment-friendly enterprise.
I heard that Jingdong Logistics has always focused on environment protection. Have you noticed that the ceiling top of Jingdong is narrower than the common used one? It is considerable savings for Jingdong with such human transaction value at this expense.
Yes, it is. However, it is difficult to improve the green environment by Jingdong alone. In my opinion, the biggest environmental protection problem of domestic e-commerce logistics is packaging. To achieve green logistics, all the involved companies must cooperate within the supply chain.
Sure, if the boxes can be recycled, it will be economical and environment-friendly. The green supply chain deserves studying. I wonder if Chojin has any good ideas about it.
As for the waste of resources and pollution caused by excessive packaging, the relevant industry have environmental awareness, but it is often difficult to implement protection due to the high cost. Besides that, it's really hard for all the partners to incorporate an environmental awareness into supply chain management. However, green supply chain has become one of the SCM trend. Let's ask our teacher to explain it.
Love life, love e-commerce. Welcome to this e-commerce course. The topic of this lecture is the development trend of supply chain management. In this section, I will introduce Agile supply chain, green supply chain, global supply chain, and closed-loop supply chain. Supply operations often struggle to keep pace, since a supply chain with flexibility can help the business respond more efficiently to its customers. Supply chain agility has gradually become a trait that many companies look for. Let's take a look at what agile supply chain is. An agile supply chain is about delivering goods and services quickly, achieving cost saving while doing so, being flexible to changes in market conditions and consumer demands, and maintain all productivity of the organization. Agile supply chain focuses on key points like efficiency, productivity, cost saving, and flexibility innovation. With an agile supply chain, suppliers are able to respond to shifts in customers' needs with relatively little time required. For example, if a client has already placed an order but finds that the items are needed a week before the projected delivery date, a supplier with a truly agile supply chain will be able to accommodate that change in the customer's circumstances, at least in part. Working together, the supplier and the customer develop a strategy to allow the delivery of as much of the order as possible within the new time frame required. At times, this may require creative thinking on the part of the supplier and generally looking closely at each step in the order fulfillment process to find ways to minimize the time needed to successfully complete those tasks and comply with the customer's request. As the public becomes more aware of environmental issues and global warming, companies have to think about how green their manufacturing processes and supply chain are. In recent years, some Chinese logistics enterprises attach great importance to the green supply chain. Just like GDE Business platform mentioned in this introductive case, they will actively adopt a series of environmental protection strategies. It can be said that green logistics and supply chain have become the future development trend. How to understand a green supply chain? Green supply chain is defined as the process of integrating eco-friendly aspects into conventional supply chain practices in order to make every activity of the value chain to become environmentally conducive. Some companies have taken consumers' interest in the environment as a plus, and have even been able to convert the public's interest in all things green into increased profits. Green SCM helps business gain sustainability of resources. By incorporating green supply chain management thinking through their entire business decision-making process, organizations may now purchase green input resources that will flow through environmental-friendly production process to produce the desired green outputs. Green SCM helps business to reduce cost. The core of green SCM is the principle of reducing waste by increasing efficiencies. Effective management of resources and suppliers can reduce production costs, promote recycling, and also the reuse of raw materials. Green SCM also helps an organization to position itself and its products as environmentally friendly in the customer's perception. It will strengthen the brand image and reputation in marketplace. Since the mid-1960s, many companies have been slicing up their supply chain in search of low-cost and capable suppliers abroad. This process of global outsourcing altered the organization of industries, and globalization has gradually become the trend. Global supply chain refers to the supply chain network in which the members of supply chain are from all over the world, and the functions such as the acquisition of production resources and sales of goods and so on are carried out in the global scope. What benefits can be gained from global supply chain? One of the benefits is the achievement of lower costs for businesses. Many countries have lower production costs that make it attractive to expand a supply chain to other parts of the world. By purchasing goods and services from a supplier in a cheaper country, business may be able to bring down expenses. Another benefit is that a global supply chain can make it easier to sell to customers around the world. If your company has outposts in the supply chain throughout Asia or Europe, your business may find it easier to start selling to those parts of the world as well. E-commerce brings us convenience, but packing waste as well. More and more consumers realize the importance of using recyclable materials in packaging. What is more, they also call for reuse all of materials and recycling them into new products. Therefore, reverse logistics and closed-loop supply chain management have become another trend of modern supply chain management. A closed-loop supply chain is supply chain networks that include the returns process, and the manufacturer has the intent of capturing additional value and further integrating all supply chain activities. A closed-loop supply chain is worth pursuing due to the following benefits. The first one is to reduce waste. Redesigning packaging to reduce the amount of packaging material used for each product can save money. And if the overall weight is reduced, can also help save on fuel costs. The second is perception. The wider public is concerned about the environment and is willing to pay more for environmentally friendly products. In fact, the public's perception of the effort to go green is one of the most immediate benefits of working towards a closed-loop supply chain and can boost sales. The third one is customer loyalty. Since ongoing efforts to improve recyclability and material usability can result in loyalty to a brand. This can be reinforced by refill initiatives in which consumers refill reusable packaging instead of discarding it after a single use. Customers are tied to a certain operating system and its ecosystem of applications. It's a win-win when sustainable initiatives can actually save money, and a closed-loop supply chain can do just that when managed properly. Companies that create products of any kind should turn into this new trend and see if a closed-loop supply chain could save money and gain the public's goodwill. It's our responsibility to preserve our natural resource. Industry 4.0 started with the concept of an intelligent factory, with automated manufacturing powered by smart machines. But Industry 4.0 is more than just intelligent factories. Industry 4.0 principles and their enabling technologies, such as the Internet of Things and artificial intelligence, are opening the door to processes that are highly automated, integrated, and optimized. In the 2020s, Industry 4.0 will evolve from simple capturing real-time data to enabling data-driven business decisions. It will empower employees to make predictive, prescriptive, and automated decisions across the entire supply chain. The future supply chain is not only agile, green, global, recycling, but also intelligent. Okay, that's all. Thank you for listening.